Hello, welcome to the live stream. We are open. Thank you so much for tuning in. And this is David Gouwe, your guy. So we're working on this, and it's going to work for us. Um, we're having a subtopic today that is uh, you don't have to bow to human solutions. You don't have to bow to whatever the other people tells you to do. You get me? So I would love to encourage and help the people so that they can know how to handle certain things, so forth on in life. And we're seeing we're dealing with mental health. So people are always having problem with finding a niche inside of them. When you come to your mental health, when it comes to your well-being, you don't have to play about it. Somebody told me a story once. I attended a seminar sometimes this year, and he said, entrepreneurship, it is not based on what we call money. It's not, in the first place, is not monetized. If you follow me, it is not monetized. So it has nothing to do with money in the first place. It comes with what you have, we call the character, the quality, the nature of who you are. Your character says a lot about you, so we can call it like your uniqueness. So being unique is so rich. So that's why every human being should know that the fingerprint, right? This thing, a fingerprint is so much profound. It's something that you don't have to share with anyone. It is designed this way. My fingerprint can be needed in America, be needed in the US, in every continent, in China, in Europe. It is needed totally everywhere in Africa. So it means I can make a mark in life. I can change people's life, and I'm not limited to my community. I'm not limited to my ward, my street. I'm not limited to my city or my town. I'm not limited to my continent or my nation. I can reach everywhere I want to reach. So that is beyond fact. That is beyond truth. It's like so alive like the air you breathe. So that's the truth about it. So you need to prevail from the inside of you against the odds, against the teachings that come from the outside. That's something that you should really know, and something that you should really uh, be so much in knowledgeable of. So that's what you should be doing. So my thing is that there was a story that I was told, like it is about a character, it's about the nature, it's about what you are. And most people don't know, number one, what can I offer to people. I'm from this background, I'm from this family, my education level or whatsoever. The niche inside of you, it doesn't have to do anything. The edge, the vision that is in you, the character, the uniqueness part of you, that have nothing to do with who you are and where you come from. It is a matter of finding that answer inside of you. So because your dreams is inside of you, your vision is inside of you, the truth is inside of you. It's like the creator, when he created a human heart, he created in a manner that it is so unique. It's like self-sufficient and self-giving answers. It's like a creation or a creator dwells inside of a human. Like there's a voice that communicates with every human, every individual. We have that communication inside of our hearts. We live by it, and it is something that you have to do. So the number one thing, build a relationship with your heart. Finding out who you are and what you're good at is something that is difficult, but I'm trying to take you into the enterprise there, finding that thing inside of you. So the number one thing is that build a relationship with your heart. So building a relationship with your heart is a number one priority thing. So it's a recommendation to every human being. It's a recommendation to every parent. It's a recommendation to every leader. Your instincts, if you have a relationship with them, they will communicate at least failure and positive stuff with you. So you have to know that. So when I first started building myself, I said, okay, how do I know the truth? I have a lot of questions, but I need to understand the truth of things the truth of matters, the truth behind some certain statements, the truth behind certain it's like a waste of time, but you always have endless answers. Even if somebody can provide answers to you right now, you can never be satisfied with them. So you need to create a system inside of you, like a strategy of finding them, but having an understanding of certain truth, or the truth of matters, truth of things that you really want to understand. It's where kind of the foundation comes from my side, by the way. Not a recommendation to you, but at least it's a foundation, it's a guide to show you where you can go take some answers from. So you build a relationship with your heart. Most of times you find yourself running away from yourself. Ever had somebody telling you that you're running away from yourself, maybe in a counseling session or somewhere? Like we do that a lot. We do that a lot. So psychologists proven that men have this level of nothingness in their minds, where like they can just be like blank, thinking of nothing, no depression, no thinking, like despise what is happening. And that's why most men dodge it when they're silent most of the time. So they dodge into that area, but women are always thinking and all that and all that. So that is something that every human being, that we are created in a unique way, but it's like there's a bit of break that a human being needs to have. And most of the time we have a break in thinking, breaking in life, which a constant thinking can yield to depression and so much pressure, so forth on. But it's like we need to create this moment where you sit yourself down and decide to be at peace and decide to be happy. But it is the most difficult project ever to ever venture into in life as an individual. It's easier said than done. So uh, you have to really find some time, maybe on a daily basis, on weekly basis. That's when you set targets. That's when you set principles of life. So what you actually can do is to set time aside before you go to sleep. When you're done with everything, don't let talking to your loved ones or people that you love be the last thing that you do. The last thing you should do is to spend time with your mind, spend time with yourself. So that is the greatest thing that you can ever do. So spend time with yourself, spend time with your mind. Remember, this is mental health summit. So I'm talking and digging deep and dishing unto you a lot about mental health. I mean, your well-being. Your well-being is the most important thing. So you need to invest in it. You need to build relationship with your heart. So those topics go along together. So when you build that time, the alone time, the quiet time alone with yourself, it's very necessary for every human being, and it's a recommendation, by the way. It works and it can build you in so many ways. So it's not an easy process. You're going to run away from it. At first, it's like you feel like dying, you feel tired. And remember, most of the battle comes from the heart, the heaviness that you feel like thinking, like you be silent and like, okay, David, you messed up today. And the heart is going to tell you the truth. The mind is going to tell you the truth when you sit yourself down, away from friends, away from family, away from the loved people, and away from the people that have your emotional security. Like, have time away from them. That's what does you. It's gonna grow you in a very beautiful manner. So you just have to find that time for yourself to really build up yourself. It's very important to do that. So it's not an easy process. You're gonna battle with yourself, and that is where health or well-being starts from. That's where good health comes from. It is not basically food. It's not basically taking an exercise. Science has proven also that maybe fasting and giving yourself quiet time in meditation, away from pressure and other stuff, that separation can really become causes of fitness in your body. But the greatest fitness that you can have is in your mind, your mindset. So invest in your mental strength, invest in your psychology more than anything, because you're always going to need yourself. So a pure heart, a calm heart, a peace inside, presence, filled up with peace and purity, with calmness. When you are at peace with yourself, it creates the positive energy it's like coming from the inside, and it affects the outside, because the outside cannot really affect a human or bring a human being down. It is what comes from the inside of you that can really destroy you. So you have to be careful with what you're always careful about, because you're always careful with what people tells you outside. No, it doesn't matter. It's when you ponder on what the people say, you are reinvesting the same words that people say. If you are living by external opinions before you make a proper decision making of your life, because you're afraid. The truth of the matter is that when you are having this weakness of checking out what other people are saying before you do something or before you make a decision, you are mostly weak, although at times you can do that, but you're mostly weak if you rely on your friends or other people, what they think of you. Listen to what they say, but don't live by what they say to you. Live by what you decide, because you're the one who's going to feel the pressure. You're going to feel the process and all that. So you have to learn to respect the process, and you have to walk into that alone. So it's a place that you are really alone in it. And I don't believe a human being can ever be alone, because there's the friend inside of him, which is the heart. So when you don't have a relationship with it, or when you've corrupted it, it's gonna give out negative stuff to you. But the heart is a certain place that is filled up with peace. The heart is a place. When I talk about your heart, I talk about your well-being. I talk about your mental health. So it's a place that it is filled up with peace. It's a place of goodness. It's a place of calmness. It's a place of purity. It's a place where ideas are created. It's a place where the true being, the true nature of who you are comes from. It's where the discoveries are hidden. It's a place where things that you really desire to have or to know about yourself, they are hidden. But it's not an easy place to access. You run away from it. Most of the time you feel these judgments, your mind tell you stuff, and you don't want to stand for the truth when you give yourself a separate quiet time. When that thing happened, when you feel that they know that there are a lot of things, endless things that you've never dealt with in life. You've run away from a lot of responsibilities. You've run away from a lot of problems. That's when the first thing you're going to feel, there's the truth is going to hit your heart. You're going to feel that thing telling you like, no, David, you didn't do one, two, three. You didn't talk well with this person. It's like a review of the day. Like it's during the evening. Like it's like when you sit down. The only thing that you're going to have is a memory of the day. So you deal with it. Then more things are going to come. The more you begin to give yourself time, it's like you are unpacking. Yeah. You are reshuffling some certain things. You are putting your life file in order by always spending every moment dealing out with your pressures. Some pressures, of course, they need in your quiet time. They need you to talk to somebody. That's when you know, okay, I need to talk to this person, because you've tried to be calm. You've tried to sit yourself down. So it's going to be easy for you to know to whom to talk to, because you are calm. You are commanding peace. So the first thing that you should do, they call it meditation. So meditation is pondering on positive things, but not necessary positive things, but some negative things comes like hiccups. They keep on popping out. When you are on online watching some stuff, like some ads that are popping out and you don't like them, then you remove them. And some are so useful, like, can I look on this one? But then when you click, the other one comes. Like, you trying to build balance, build control over what comes to your mind. So that is the first 10 minutes of your first day when you give yourself time. So that thing works. It really works. It works. You don't need a church. You don't need a therapy. You can deal with yourself most of the time alone. It's because you've allowed a lot of pressure to compile inside of you without dealing with it. So that's what you should do. So you need to invest also much of knowledge, because there's a level of ignorance that dwells in a human being base because of what, or because of their upbringing. That's something that you need to deal with it. Before you even seek help from other people, try to read books, try to read other read books, try to invest yourself into knowledge that at least you're choosing for yourself, not the one that was chosen for you. A syllabus is placed, like you're going to study about this one, two, three, then you give your faith to it, you give your time to it, and Boom, you grow up, you graduate, and you're only trained, but you've never trained yourself. So it's time to build and train yourself. Build yourself in such manner that you love. And it's like a moment where you are really building an information that you want to live by it than the one that you left with, the information that you've chosen by yourself to invest into your mind. It takes a bit of time, it takes a bit of dedication, principles, discipline. You build that thing so that like you do it constantly. So 3 months of doing something repeatedly on daily basis, on weekly basis, based on your target, can really work out for you. So attend to the information that you read, or seek knowledge on most of the things that you want to improve in your life. Because when you are feeding yourself with more knowledge, it's like you are destroying the ignorance level that has been in you. Because it doesn't need a cancer, it needs new information that is powered with, or that is centered around the words that you think can build you, or that you think you need. So you are responsible for building and giving yourself and feeding your mind with what you want it to have. You don't just sit and expect it to come. So knowledge is the medicine to cure the ignorance or the pain inside of you, or the lifestyle that you've been living. You need to expose yourself to new things. Number two, environment. Environment is one thing that is destroying a lot of people. I've met young couple of girls. They are 2 minutes lesbians or gay, you can say, homosexuals, maybe let's say. Then the next day they are like, I'm into boys, and the other day like I'm into girls. It's because of the environment. Once you take that teenager from that place, they can actually figure out who they are, like exploring. They can find, okay, I'm a homosexual, then that's it. Uh, I'm, I'm gay, I'm straight, I'm into men, or I'm into ladies, or depending, it's up to you. But you cannot really know that until you explore the places. But you have to be smart in exploration of what you do. So that's what you should really do. Environment is one, number one, and another thing that you have to really look up to. Change your environment if you want to build something new inside of you. Change your environment. So that's how you can really work on your mental health, how you can work on your well-being, because it matters the most. So building a relationship with your heart, knowing that, okay, when my heart start to behave like this, it means this. When you have a friend, when you have people that you live with, like you can look into your friends and like, I can tell from your mood and your frowning and your posture, you are not okay. And you know how beautiful it is that to have that kind of person in your life who gets you without explaining yourself, and they're like, wow, this person gets me. It can bring so much cure into an individual by finding out that this person gets me, and you know how relieving that is? That is one of the secret thing that can cure people. Having a good relationship, somebody who cares about you, somebody who knows you without even explaining yourself. Because when you're ahead, it's like you don't want to explain yourself. It's like somebody could like read or prophesy on you and get to see like what you're going through. So that's one thing that is so much important. So work on that. Number three, talk to somebody. Talk to somebody that is falling to a friend like you've been having. Talk to somebody who really gets you, who won't judge you. Talk to somebody now. That's when you can now come out after spending time with your mind and figuring out things. You can talk to somebody who you feel like they get you, and talk to them. They don't necessarily have to be mentors and all that, because there's a stage. You cannot go to a psychologist or somebody who can help you, a counselor. You have to start, take it slowly. Talk to somebody who can get you, maybe can correct you, or might not really have all that qualifications and all those figures or qualities to take you or help you. But it's what you have at least at the moment, so you work on it. So spending time with your heart and building a relationship with your heart is something that is beautiful. You begin to discover things that you don't like. You begin to discover things that you like. Your heart will begin to tell you, it will react. And in the abundance of your heart, you will know how to express. You trust it. You have a relationship with, like, when I feel like this, it means I should trust or I shouldn't involve into this thing. So most of the time it's going to guide you, it's going to lead you to good places, most of the time it's going to lead you to bad places, but it's a risk, it's an understanding, it's a relationship you are building, a breaking ground. So but sooner or later, as you keep on building it, having a constant persistent continuous moment of doing that thing, building that routinely life with your heart, you're going to end up getting what it wants, what it doesn't want. It can save you from a lot of heartbreaks, it can save you from a lot of decision making, and can help you because it is always going to base on who you are, your uniqueness. And that's why you can now start building visions from choosing career from, because you are honest to yourself. You have that edge inside of you. You have that consciousness that is pure. Even when you failed, at least you fell from a positive level, and it's easy to be corrected because you are genuine. You are unique. You genuinely didn't understand, or you genuinely understood. So it can really work a lot for you. So most of people are forgetting at school. They're not able to really deal with a lot of things because of hidden issues of the heart. So it's a big message to deal with. You always DM me and follow me to enter that topic. Then we can talk about it. Uh, yeah, that's what we are covering today. So the word that you really get, or that stanza that you get from the books that you're reading, can really work for you because knowledge is medicine to a human body. It really gain to me, it has gained the ascendancy and the mastery in my life that I live by feeding myself with so much knowledge. So I have gained that ascendancy and the mastery level. Like the mastery, you have to have the mastery part, uh, a mastery part of a certain uh, thing that you do in your life, like whatever that you do, have mastery, like a control, like knowing how to go about something. It helps to bring more life and vibrancy into your health, because the prosperity of your health is most important before you can even involve yourself into bigger eh, I mean financial and things that engage a lot of you, because you have to be in control of your emotions. So knowledge can also help you to having an understanding of something, can help you to really overcome whatever that you're facing. And as much as if you don't handle well or interpret it well, can also depress you. So you have to know what you are reading, and it goes back into dealing with your heart. So that is the medicine, that is the key to everything that you gotta do. So finding a niche, it's about your uniqueness. After building a relationship with your heart, this is why in my closing you're going to be like, oh, let's say we are going out for a garden, or we are going out for a picnic. Let's say we are school, and the campus students are going out for a trip or something, and they are like, okay, there's a garden. I'll use example with Africa. Then you're going to a place with mountains, and it's kind of a tourism or a museum, like something that is the priding with, and you go there, then we see the green places and sand dunes, and we see mountains, we see crafts like on the rocks, some art stuff, footprints of all things that you cannot even trace, but at least there are things that we're seeing. Then this kind of people in life, I think, yeah, that this kind of people who just go, wow, it's beautiful, like they explore while touching. But there are those who think before they even go to a place or even touch it, they're going to like admire the entire place, and that's the first place, admiring, like watching and thinking about, wow, taking time before they even touch or run to anything. They think and look, and from there they make a choice. I'm gonna touch this thing using that senses. Like I wanna feel this thing, I wanna taste this thing, I wanna hear this thing, how it produces sound and all on a closer view or better. And when we come there, some of the people, or some of those kind of people who like run and just go by move by excitement and touch, be crazy, go where the multitudes are, touching everything without even really considering if like building emotions over that thing. Other people don't care about that. And when we go back to class, to cut the story, long story short, is like you're asked by your lecturer, like, okay, what did you learn? And I'm like, yeah, it was fun, it was beautiful. Yeah, I saw the mountains and all that. And somebody comes and say, I realized that the crafts on the entrance, and there's this writing that says 1, 2, 3, and I went to that place, I followed what they say. And some of us, we didn't say the guidelines because we were crazy about it. And that person was so much able to pick up some stuff. They command peace inside of themselves, and they build themselves towards the atmosphere of that environment, and they become social and with the environment, and we just crumbly go into the environment, and like you don't even care what it does, how peaceful or what it wants. We're just gonna do what we want to do because there's a platform. But you find that person will be like specifications, details, and stuff. Like I've seen this and like, wow, I didn't even see or think of those things. Those kind of people who are like that. So this is where entrepreneur or entrepreneur ship comes from. I could say like, okay, this person, just take a look from this. That allow me to carry you to this, allow my words to carry you to this imagination, like, okay, this person is able to see this thing 1, 2, 3 that we couldn't see. That's skill, and we don't have it, but that person naturally have that thing. Doesn't mean that they did anything to build that thing or build that discipline. It's just part of that nature. Maybe we interpret them like, you people are slow, but it's that nature, you know uh that's who they are, and you can actually it can be turned out to be a skill, and those people begin to have value, and the value is the one that brings out what you call payment. We will now begin that person because they are more observant, and we're like, how do you really deal with that thing? Teach us. And that's when the command of finances come from. So when you build business with the mentality of making money, of course we need it, but it wasn't necessarily based on that. It was based on solving other people's problem. It was based on sharing the talent given to you that comes from your uniqueness. It doesn't have to do with education. It doesn't have to do with a special training. It is something that is in you. The humor, people can pay for your humor. People can pay to just know how to handle issues like you. People can pay you for teaching them how you handle a situation because they admire. They really are looking forward to be like you. Some things are adaptable, some are not. So that's where money, generating money, can really comes from. So you begin to book that person and tell us, okay, this is what you do. Banks hire them to do mental health summit. Like me, I can go and tell people how I handle things, and they pay me. Of course, I increase my knowledge. I appreciate it by reading other people's and all that. So make sure that you invest in yourself. And there is something inside of you that is so positive, that is unique, but you cannot have it until you set yourself apart and go into that solid place. Talk to yourself. See that picture. See that. Find out that niche inside of you. Find that uniqueness inside of you. Like that particular person I gave the story about, who really we're gonna pay for them to share to us how they are able to pick up things at a short period of time. And it's gonna specifically come and say, no, this is 1, 2, 3 that I do. I sit down. I didn't run into that thing. Like they're even struggling to even explain, but they're going to make money. And to listen to that person, we pay because what they are going to tell us is good. Either they have ugly voices. This is where you begin to live. This is where you begin to grow. You are going to follow that person, and you're not going to look at that beautiful or what, but you're going to follow or fall in love, or you're going to love there's way of solving things, and because you're struggling with it, so you need it. So you are forced, either you like it, you're forced to pay for it, either you like it, as long as you are interested in breaking some odds in your life. So that's how you get to make money. I hope you keep following me and post some questions so that I can know the next topic to cover, or maybe you want me to cover some of the topics I know I rush quickly on them. So we can come back to another live stream, or I can upload another video for you based on